Good evening and welcome to a special presentation on the state of the city for 2015. My name is Dennis Buckley, and it is my honor to serve as mayor of the city of Beech Grove. Tonight, I want to take you back through 2014 and present to you my plans for 2015. I must say that 2014 was as good of a year as I've seen for our city in a long time. So much was accomplished as a city, and some wonderful companies invested and even relocated to our city. We have said goodbye to some local businesses, but we also have become home to almost 50 new businesses since we began our administration in 2012. And those numbers will increase as we continue to move the city forward. I'm very thankful for the good work that has been done by our department heads, employees, members of the Board of Public Works and Safety who are sitting behind me, all elected officials, and those who have served on other boards and commissions. Without all of these folks, our city would not function the way it does today. Just as we moved our city forward with new investment and economic development, 2014 was also an outstanding year legislatively. Our Common Council approved ordinances and resolutions addressing environmental nuisances, animals, drug-free workplace, motel licensing, fair housing ordinance, park capital improvements, zoning fees, ambulance billing for out-of-city responses, sexual harassment, military leave, law enforcement training, heavy trash fees, brush fees, heavy trash pickup, criminal investigation fund, stormwater policies, public safety tax fees, Amtrak, and fees for a stormwater utility. So legislatively, last year was outstanding. Our Common Council also approved a budget for 2015 that is fully funded, balanced, and calls for cost of living adjustments for all full-time employees of 2% for 2015. Retired employees will also receive a cost of living adjustment of 2% for the second time in 3 years since our administration has been in office, and insurance premiums for current full-time employees did not increase from 2014. This marks the third budget that our legislative body has approved with the same result. They are balanced, fully funded, we are spending less than we are taking in. And that's a big deal, folks. In 2014, we continued our commitment to invest and fix our aging infrastructure. Our fourth paving project concluded in late November with the repair of the road base on Cleveland Street. Royal Road was completely redone, and the drainage issues that have plagued the road for years have been corrected. It is truly a beautiful road to drive on now. With the fourth round of paving complete, we have invested approximately $1.4 million in local roads paving since our administration took office, not including Main Street. Round 5 of paving will occur in the spring of 2015 with the reconstruction of Bell Fountain from Emerson Avenue West to 9th Avenue, the repaving of Cleveland Street from Churchman Avenue East to 13th, repairs to the parking lot at the Hornet Park Community Center, repairs to the parking lot at the Senior Citizen Center, and the installation of storm sewers and reconstruction of the parking lot at the Little League Diamonds. Many of you have asked when your local street will be paved, and I ask for your patience. We have so many roads that are in poor shape that it's going to take time to get to them. We will need at least 5 more paving cycles to get our local streets where they need to be, and then we can place all of our local streets on an inspection cycle for grading and when to schedule for repaving. Far too long, very little was done to repave streets, and I refuse to apply Band-Aid solutions to a problem that would only get worse without proper attention. We are going to properly fix our local streets correctly, and that includes the base of the road, so they will last for years. In 2014, we continued to maintain and update sanitary sewers. One of the projects completed was the replacement of sanitary sewer lines in the area of 9th and Bell Fountain. This has been a chronic problem for years, and an engineer's report shows that it was recommended to be replaced in 2005, and it has finally been resolved. Another major project was the installation of new pipe at 9th and Fletcher Avenue. In 2015, it is our intent to conduct some lining of sewers that have plagued us for years in Park Grove, along 2nd Avenue at Bell Fountain, in the alley south of Albany between 7th and 8th, Cherry Street, 8th and Bell Fountain, and with the new development of the senior community by the NRP group, the installation of a new sanitary sewer line leaving the Amtrak facility will go a long way in reducing overflows affecting the people who reside west of Emerson Avenue and south of Alton. In 2014, we established fees to address stormwater drainage issues throughout our city. As you may know, in 2006, our city withdrew from the Marion County Stormwater District and established our own stormwater utility. But until 2014, the city did not collect any fees to offset draining issues. Now, after establishing a funding source, we have the ability as a city to begin to address these matters. Again, as I stated earlier, I want to thank the Common Council for stepping up to the plate and making good decisions concerning stormwater fees that will help our city for years to come. In 2014, we addressed stormwater issues at Tyson and Main, 25th at Royal Road in its entirety, 18th and Buffalo, 1500 block of Cleveland, and work is currently being done at 9th and Buffalo to correct a very serious drainage issue that has caused some of the access road to wash away. In 2015, this project should be completed, and we will focus on other serious drainage issues at Hartman Field and on Grovewood Drive. We will do what the Common Council has instructed us to do, and that is every penny collected concerning stormwater fees will be spent on projects to minimize stormwater issues and drainage problems that affect our city. In 2014, we once again were very fortunate to receive funding opportunities through NDOT to make continued upgrades to our infrastructure. I'm proud of the work that we have done with the state and federal officials to maximize investment in our city. Last month, our city was awarded $791,120 in funding from the Indianapolis Metropolitan Planning Organization, IMPO, to install sidewalks on Churchman Avenue from Emerson Avenue east to Arlington Avenue. This is set to begin in early 2018. Adding to that was the completion of another IMPO grant, and that was for safe routes to school. You may have noticed sidewalks being installed across from South Grove Intermediate School, 9th and Redfern, at Beech Grove High School, and at Beech Grove Middle School. We were awarded $508,000 in funding from the IMPO to add new sidewalks, and soon we will see the installation of new street and traffic signs throughout our city as yet another grant we were awarded begins. Last year, the city was awarded $775,000 in funding from the IMPO to conduct a sign inventory and replacement program, which means every sign in our city and the post will be replaced. This is a result of new federal guidelines concerning reflectivity and is recommended to be complied with by the end of this year. In June of 2015, it is our intent to submit an application for funding through the IMPO for a cultural trail or greenway that will connect important properties throughout our city together. These properties include our schools, library, parks system, Main Street, Churchman Avenue, the former hospital property, and the monastery. We have to offer options as a city, including bicycles and the need to promote exercise and fitness. Plus, we should be working with the city of Indianapolis to interconnect trails. That is one of about 3 quality of life initiatives that we will begin working on this year. In 2015, we will also apply for funding through the IMPO to fund a complete street project on Arlington Avenue from the railroad tracks south to the intersection of Arlington and Churchman Bypass. This funding is to redo the street and intersection to accommodate the increased volume of tankers and semis as a result of larger investments and economic development in that area. We are asking that these large trucks stay off of Churchman Avenue as we are transforming Churchman Avenue to accommodate walkers, joggers, and bicyclists. As you can begin to see, the city will continue to transform into a walkable, livable community as all of these funding projects take shape and come online. In 2014, the city instituted a compliance division to address environmental issues that are detrimental to having a clean city. Properties shouldn't be allowed to be trash heaps. We shouldn't have to tolerate cars parked in front yards or up on blocks. And people who keep their homes nice and presentable should not have to look at properties that are unkept. I would like to report that from April 1st of 2014, when we started this program, to the end of 2014, over 1,670 inspections were conducted with an 85% compliance rate for properties cited. Yes, tickets were issued through our city court, and some citizens were very offended and mad, but as a result of this effort, our city is showing a drastic cleanup from years past. In 2015, we will continue these efforts and add an additional ordinance to further restrict public nuisances from occurring. I would be remiss if I didn't stop and thank the Beech Grove City Schools for their establishment of the Community Cleanup Day in late fall. What an outstanding program. We look forward to another cleanup day this spring. In 2014, our Redevelopment Commission did some excellent work. As has happened over the past couple of years, the RDC paved roads and made infrastructure improvements in our city parks. In 2014, the Redevelopment Commission transferred the rock pile property over to the NRP group, and a $9 million senior community is being constructed. In 2014, the RDC dismantled any remnants of Digital City by removing all receivers and telephone poles associated with this failed project. In 2014, the Redevelopment Commission successfully withdrew from an agreement with Indianapolis Power and Light concerning Digital City, which will save the city a considerable amount of money. In 2014, the Redevelopment Commission began the process to update the comprehensive redevelopment plan for the next 5 years, and in 2014, the Common Council, for the first time ever, approved the budget for the Redevelopment Commission. In 2015, the Redevelopment Commission will continue to make improvements in the infrastructure of our city, and the Redevelopment Commission will once again make improvements in our city parks. In 2015, the RDC will pay for the first year of design work on the Churchman Avenue sidewalk project. And in June of 2015, the RDC will join with the city to apply for funding for a cultural trail or a greenway that will run through our city. I want to sincerely thank Don Webb, Ron Moat, who's with us this evening, Kathy Chappell, Mac Bellner, Janice King, and Tammy Story, and all who have served over the past 3 years. They should be publicly commended for bringing dignity and accomplishment back to the Redevelopment Commission. Since our administration has been in office, the Redevelopment Commission has not incurred any new debt and is paying down the debt they assumed when they began their service. In 2014, we finally had movement in our assessed valuation. Our assessed valuation is the total worth of all properties and ground located in the city of Beech Grove. This is great news for our city. The only way that we are going to be able to continue to provide the services that the citizens desire and to make improvements is to grow as a city. I'm very pleased to report that our net worth is moving upwards. And by the end of 2015, our assessed valuation should be approximately $412,700,000. In other words, your property value is increasing, and that hasn't always been the case. Beginning in 2004 and continuing through 2013, our property values have moved downward, but now we are back on track. This is great news for the civil city of Beech Grove City Schools, and our Beech Grove Public Library, as all of these government units will be able to make investments as a result of increased assessed valuation. As I mentioned earlier in this speech, for me, 2014 has been one of the best years for our city that I can remember. One of the accomplishments I'm most proud of is the new economic development investment and interest in Beech Grove. In 2014, Kinetrix Energy, ADM Milling, and the NRP Group alone accounted for over $62 million in new investments, and those investments haven't counted on the AV as of now because they're not complete in our city, and work continues with the three entities. In 2014, Community Health Network announced plans to place a medical pavilion in our city. I met with them again the other day, and I suspect soon they'll make an announcement of where they're going to locate. And we are getting ready to put together some RFPs for the old CSX property that's north of Amtrak. Recently, the folks at Kinetrix Energy positioned themselves to purchase the old refined metals property for redevelopment. And maybe the sale of the former hospital property will finally take place this year. It's very hard to believe that almost all of this happened in 2014, and I can't wait to see what this year brings. In 2014, our Common Council approved a budget for 2015 that held the line on property taxes. You may ask how that is possible with all of the new improvements that will take place. This is yet another reason why I believe that we are back on track as a city. In 2015, we are going to make some significant improvements in our delivery of services, as we are going to purchase 25 new laptop computers for the police vehicles, purchase 6 more police vehicles, purchase a new ambulance, purchase a new vehicle for the Senior Citizen Center, purchase a new 25-passenger bus for the Senior Citizen Center, purchase a second leaf machine for the Department of Public Works, and purchase a hot patch machine, which was ordered today, for the Department of Public Works to recycle mill pavings to address potholes. In 2014, we once again as a city did not have a reduction in our workforce for each department. We hired replacement employees in the fire department. We hired a new part-time employee within the police department for IDACs. We hired a new part-time employee for the sanitation office. We hired 4 part-time people for the Department of Public Works. We hired 2 people for the compliance division, and we hired 1 crossing guard. As we continue to move the city forward, we will see an increase in applicants who desire to work for the city, and that is another significant indication that we are back on track. I want to speak to you about the services that we provide. In 2014, as was the case in 2012 and 2013, our city services are second to none. In 2015, our fire department is set to go through reaccreditation for EMS services, as we provide simply the best pre-hospital care that you can receive. Soon we will run 2 ambulances 24 hours a day, which will be an added plus for the citizens of our city. Due to the increase in the public safety tax, we will purchase another new fire engine by year's end, which will be the second new engine purchased since I became mayor. The fire department will also take delivery of a new ambulance in 2015, which will be the 3rd ambulance purchase since I became mayor as well. Along with that, between 2016 and 2017, we will hire an additional 2 firefighters, which is the first increase in staffing for over 10 years. As with the police department, we will begin the process to look into replacing self-contained breathing apparatus, thermal imaging cameras, turnout gear, and communication equipment beginning in mid-2016. Our police department is functioning at a high level, yet the increase in Part 1 crimes has virtually stayed the same over the past years. FBI reporting on Part 1 crimes includes assaults, homicide, rape, and robbery. In 2013, we had 22 Part 1 crimes. In 2014, we had 25. So they have virtually stayed the same. Our police department had 23,880 responses in 2014. Just within the past week, it was reported by a national news source that the city of Indianapolis has the 9th highest murder rate in the nation. Yet our dedicated officers are holding the line on crime in our city. This is very good news compared to what we are witnessing to the north and northeast of us. We are continuing to replace police vehicles, and last year the city purchased 35 trauma kits that were distributed to each police vehicle. I have been advised that 2 of the kits were placed in service since the distribution. As mentioned earlier, in this speech, within the next month or so, we should take delivery of 6 new police vehicles, and I think they're already in, and 25 laptop computers for police vehicles that are assigned to road duty, and in 2016, we will order an additional 5 police cars. In 2015, it is our intent to install a security fence around the prisoner access lot behind the police station to provide personal safety for the police officer while transferring prisoners back and forth. Also in 2015, we will replace the front lobby door to the police station and replace it with a high-security bulletproof door for added protection for police officers and employees who work in the front lobby area. Also in the last quarter of 2015, we will begin the process of hiring part-time employees to work in the front lobby of the police department from 4 p.m. to midnight. This is a step to reclaim non-emergency services for our city. In the last quarter of this year, we will add an additional police officer to the force, and we will add 2 additional police officers in 2017, marking the first additional staffing in at least 15 years. In 2004, 3 police officers retired and were not replaced, so we feel incredibly good about bringing the level of sworn officers up within our police department. We have to continue to protect these men and women who protect us. So as with the fire department, in mid-2016, we will begin the process of looking into replacing portable radios, body armor, and other personal safety equipment, and as we speak, the police chief is assessing body cameras to potentially place in service over the next year or so. All this is good, but we have to keep up with the safety and communication improvements as they present themselves. I need to publicly thank the Department of Public Works and Director Brad Merriweather. Brad's right over there. I think all of us realize that we simply have the best public works department in central Indiana. Our trash pickup is second to none. Our tote program is monitored properly. Snow removal and salt purchasing is excellent as well. Brush pickup and heavy trash pickup removal goes beyond what most municipalities would even consider handling. And our local leaf pickup program has been excellent as well. The city has made major investments in equipment and grounds to make our Department of Public Works so much better, and we have actually saved money and become much more efficient in our service delivery. But there's more to come. In 2015, we are looking to purchase a hot patch machine so we can begin to recycle road millings. So filling potholes, once reported, can be filled within a 48-hour time frame. And a second leaf machine should be purchased in 2015 to complete our overhaul of that very popular program. In 2012, when we came into office, there was 2 leaf machines. One of them was 20 years old, and one of them was 16 years old, and both of them were broke. In 2015, we will subcontract street sweeping. We will save on wages and employee benefits, save over $210,000 on the purchase of a new street sweeper, and we will drastically reduce our requirements within the MS4 reporting program for waste management disposal of items collected during normal street sweeping operations. Now, I want to tell you about something that I'm really excited about as well this year. In 2015, we will begin the process of becoming compliant with the Indiana Department of Environmental Management concerning the Clean Community Challenge. This is another quality of life issue. As part of this program, we will introduce curbside recycling to single and double family dwellings, municipal buildings, parks and recreation, and to special events that run throughout our city. Our city needs to be a better steward of the environment, and we have to change the way we approach trash. We are delivering way too much trash to Govanta and the landfill that can be recycled. So in August of this year, we will embark on a much anticipated program to provide recycling as an option to all of you. This is yet another excellent program that will benefit all of us, and the cost to provide recycling to you will be absorbed by the Sewage Works Department. In 2014, our parks continued to flourish, and more people are visiting our park system. And I can't say that I blame them. I'm told that Chalice Park is the second most popular park in Marion County, and I can certainly see why. Soccer, baseball, flag football, volleyball, basketball, fireworks, family reunions, birthday parties, wedding ceremonies, summer concert series, parks programs concerning nature, and the dog park are common attractions when you visit our park system. Special thanks goes to Tom Hannon, and Tom's with us this evening, who works tirelessly to maintain and upgrade our city parks and to being sensitive to nature and the environment. In 2015, there is much more to come. It is our intent to repair the parking lot at the Hornet Park Community Center, replace the water lines at the Creekside Shelter in the main park, replace the water line at Hartman Field, remove the asphalt from the old tennis courts in the main park, install additional playground equipment at Chalice Park, install a new restroom facility at the Hilltop Shelter in the main park, and reconstruct the parking lot at Hartman Field, which is home to Beech Grove Little League. In 2014, our Senior Citizen Center continued to thrive and became even busier as a place for seniors to congregate. Within the past year or so, one of the senior centers downtown closed, so we are now home to more visitors. Senior services are vital to the aging and programs concerning theft, fraud, financial management, wellness, health are even more critical that we present. In 2014, the folks at the Senior Citizen Center established computer workstations so seniors can have access to the internet for their needs. In 2014, the Senior Citizen Center partnered with the John Bonner Community Center and the United Way and became a location that citizens of all ages can come to for heating assistance in the winter months. What a wonderful service that is being provided at our Senior Citizen Center. In 2015, we will continue to make it better. Soon, the transportation vehicle will be replaced, and as we make this presentation this evening, work is being done to purchase a new 25-passenger bus for transportation purposes. As with each department, I'm very grateful for the work that has been done concerning our senior citizens, and I have a strong desire for that to continue. For the past 3 years, we have been continually updating all of our departments, and it is showing. We are positioning ourselves to take the lead in city services. I don't want to be in the middle of the pack. I want to be out front. The citizens of Beech Grove are very fortunate to have these services provided to them, and as with all of our departments and dedicated employees, we must also continue to make it safer, and we must continue to offer advances in wages and benefits. It's the right thing to do. In closing, I want to recap my vision for Beech Grove over the next 5 years. In 2015, we will introduce recycling and begin the quest to comply with IDEM's Clean Community Challenge. We will begin the design phase of the Churchman Avenue Sidewalk Installation Program. These new sidewalks will be installed in the summer of 2018. Work will be completed on the Safe Routes to School program and the Sign Inventory Replacement program. In 2015, the city and the RDC will come together to apply for funding through NDOT and the IMPO for a cultural trail or greenway throughout our city. Should we be successful, we will begin the design phase and hold public meetings for citizen input. This project would be under construction in 2019. In 2015, the city will apply for funding to do a complete street project through NDOT and the IMPO for Arlington Avenue. This will be in conjunction with Kinetrix Energy and the large amount of economic development that is taking place in our industrial park. Should this project be awarded, design work will begin immediately, and this project would also be under construction in 2019. In 2016, the new senior community behind the police and fire station on Churchman, it's called Beech Grove Station, should have its grand opening, and the city should be announcing another development by the NR Group somewhere else in our city. In mid-2016, we will begin the process to replace firefighting structural, turnout gear, self-contained breathing apparatus, thermal imaging cameras, portable radios for both police and fire, body armor, and possibly purchase body cameras as well. In 2017, our city should apply through Okra to become a stellar community. It's all right for the city and RDC to join together for the betterment of our city and begin the process to reinvest in our neighborhoods. Up until now, we did not qualify to apply for funding through Okra because we did not have adequate ordinances in place concerning fair housing, drug-free workplace, and sexual harassment. These ordinances are now in place, and thanks to the council, that will allow us to proceed. In 2020, the city and our Parks Board must work together with Beech Grove City Schools to develop and construct a new community center. This center will allow residents of Beech Grove to play basketball, volleyball, soccer, exercise, swim, hold meetings, banquets, and conduct early childhood development. This is another quality of life initiative. As you can see, much has been done over the past 3 years, but we have a long way to go as a city. We are back on track, and we are getting ready to move to the front of the pack. As my term as your mayor concludes at year's end, I want to pass on to you that it has been an honor serving in this position, and your trust in me is very humbling. I thank you, and God bless each one of us, and God bless our beautiful city. Thank you.